welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be another foundation review and wear test on this foundation here. This is the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation. So we are going to be doing a lot in today's video. If that sounds good to you, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet. And with all that, let's get started talking about the details of this foundation. Going over the details of this foundation, so this is a little bit more than 1 fluid ounce. It's 1.1 fluid ounces and it's $44. It does come in 24 shades, so for a light coverage foundation, I mean, my personal opinion, that's not that terrible of a shade range. I can't speak of like the depth of the shade range and how well the shade range is inclusive. However, seeing the number 24 for light coverage, not too bad. Some of the claims are that it provides a natural finish, it's light coverage, it's best for dry, combo, normal skin. So any skin type. I do, for reference, have normal leaning dry skin. That's just my skin type. And then it says here that it's a skincare infused lightweight foundation delivering all day hydration that plumps and smooths skin, leaving a healthy looking glowy skin finish. It does have hyaluronic acid inside, and they really just talk about that as their highlighted ingredient. It's a formula that feels as light as a tinted moisturizer. The buildable light coverage formula blends pure pigments with lightweight oils for a naturally dewy, no makeup look. And I think that is about it. It does also come in a white shade. That's something new that I've never really seen in a lot of foundations. They do make that, but it's meant to just kind of mix, be more for makeup artists. So I found that kind of interesting. I don't normally, when I'm doing research, see a shade 0 that's a white online specifically. Maybe you can pick it up on their website, I'm not sure, but when I'm doing research, I don't normally see a white foundation. That's just a little bit of information about this foundation here. So we're going to be doing a lot in today's video. I'm going to zoom you all in, apply this up nice, close, and personal. Then I'll apply the rest of my makeup, talk about my first impressions. I'll be doing a 4-hour check-in outside in natural daylight. If it's daylight, I think it's a little bit overcast today, but still outside. Then I'll be inserting in some swatches, comparing this shade. I actually have 2 shades, so we'll compare both shades to some other foundations that I have in my collection. And after that, we'll be getting into my final thoughts. I'm really excited to see how this foundation performs. I don't know, something about the name Neo Nude just sounds really luxurious and appealing to me. So I'm going to bring you all closer in and we're going to get to applying this foundation. Let's get to applying this foundation. So I have 2 shades. I have shade 4.5 and then I have shade 5. I believe 4.5 is light with a peach undertone and then 5 is light with a neutral undertone. So we're just gonna kind of swatch and see. This is 4.5. Which one would be better? Let's do shade 5 right next to it. Okay, interesting. So here's 4.5, here's 5. I'm thinking that I'm gonna go with 5. Just the 4.5 does look really peachy and that's kind of throwing me off. I think once we shear out the 5, it'll look a lot better. So let's go with that shade. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand here. And since this is supposed to be a light coverage, I'm a little hesitant to go in with my beauty sponge, which is what I normally do. So I think I'm gonna do half the face with this jumbo base brush from Sonia G. And if I need to smooth it out with the sponge after, I will do that. But let's just get started. Kind of go on both sides here, mix that up. It is spreading really nice. I'm gonna see how much of this blemish it covers up. Not expecting it to cover too much since it's a light coverage, but I didn't want to spot conceal beforehand before seeing just the coverage on it. Let's just do my forehead. And I don't have any primer on, just skincare, just to really get a good baseline of this foundation before we move forward and test out different primers. but it's giving a really nice light coverage so far. Not too many brush strokes like I was expecting, a little bit here, but we'll just go over with a sponge and smooth that all out. Here's what it's looking like before we smooth it out. So it's very light, very skincare feeling, and I think it looks nice. Again, just like here, there's some brush strokes, so I'm just gonna tap that out and kind of push it into the skin more. I prefer a light to medium coverage, even a light coverage, more so than a medium, so I'm fine if this soaks up a little bit. Pushing it in with the sponge seems to be helping. It's just looking a little bit dry, and I don't mean matte. The finish is natural. It is a little bit radiant, but especially here, and that just could be my skin since I'm kind of breaking out there, but there's something just like off. My pores look good, like my pores here look really blurred. It's just not really sinking into my skin. It has like a slight feeling that it's sitting on top. It's like half and half, like it wants to, but it's just not. Here's what the forehead's looking like. It does look really nice. It just seems like it's going to be a very finicky foundation where if I use the wrong products, it'll get heavy and layered and cakey very quickly. So I am just going to go off of camera, apply the rest of my makeup, take a closer look with my glasses on, and I will be back to talk about my first impressions so far. Rest of my makeup is on. Here is the final look. Everything that I'm wearing is always listed down in the description box below, but let's just go over my first impressions so far. I'm a little bit iffy on the shade. I did go with the shade 5, if you remember, and I do have like a little mini of the Luminous Silk. I just have too many foundations to buy a full size. This has lasted me quite some time. I have the shade 4 in this, so I don't know really what I was thinking when I got the shade 4.5 and 5. 5 seems just like a smidge dark, so maybe it'll work well for me in summer, but it's not even the shade, it's kind of the undertone that's throwing me off. I didn't use too much powder when going in with this, just because it's a lighter foundation. I try not to really cake on the powders. So I have on cream bronzer, cream blush, cream highlight, and then I set with a Hourglass finishing powder just to kind of take down the tackiness. It still feels a little bit sticky, but not so sticky my hair sticks to it. So we're gonna play with that, see what happens. I don't really love it when my face just feels that sticky feeling, like you can't touch it, and I have to really make sure nothing gets in the way. I'm gonna see what the next 4 hours brings because I'm really just on the fence and finding it hard to put into words what I'm thinking about this foundation so far. It doesn't look bad on my skin. I just don't feel like it makes my skin look like it's the best it could be. It just feels like a foundation, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I want my foundation to make me look better, and I don't feel like it's making me look better. I feel like it's just looking like I'm wearing a foundation, I'm wearing makeup, and that's it. It's not enhancing anything. So we're gonna give this a shot. I'm going to do some errands around the house. I have lots on my to-do list to get accomplished today. And I will see you all in my 4-hour check-in outside in natural daylight. All right, it's been 4 hours, and here is what the foundation's looking like outside in daylight. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't look good. It just looks heavy and very makeup cakey. I haven't done anything today. I kind of had like a slight headache, so I just kind of laid down and took it easy. I made sure I was on my back so the foundation stayed intact. And for doing that, like, it just looks so shiny and just built up. Like, if I'm doing the least amount I could ever do, my foundation should not look like this. My boyfriend even made the comment like, oh, you got dressed up today. And to me, I take that as like, oh, you like did more makeup. So when this is a lightweight foundation, a light coverage tinted moisturizer foundation, it shouldn't be looking like I'm getting ready for an event. And that was what he was making it sound like. So I just think this doesn't look good. 15 years ago, I think this would have been a nice foundation, but it's looking shiny. It's, you know, emphasizing my pores here. It's completely worn down around my blemish. My forehead looks the absolute worst. Around my glasses here, it's coming apart. We're gonna see what the next 4 hours brings, but I'm not optimistic. I haven't really disliked a foundation this much in a while. There's just something about it. It's not doing my skin any favors at all. I mean, we'll see. I always try and give it the full 8 hours. I don't ever want to cut one short. I'm gonna go take a walk, try and get some blood pumping to my head maybe. That'll kind of help. But here is, yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's not looking positive from here on out. But I will be inserting in some swatches right about now, and I will see you all in my final thoughts. It's been over 8 hours now, and this is what the foundation's looking like. It is just so greasy, shiny. I mean, look at my forehead here. I feel like 13 years old. I'm having flashbacks to being 13 and just having the most oily, greasy skin. That's what this is reminding me of. I just don't like this. I don't like this at all. Just for consistency's sake, I'm going to take my makeup sponge and blot the excess oils, but usually, like, I have normal leaning dry skin. My skin normally does not just like have this much oil. It is not doing anything great. It's not hot outside. This is not a matter of like it being sweaty where I'm hot and that's causing this to break down, but this just does not look good. Here it is now that I've just blotted it away. My dog's walking around. You're gonna hear her little tip taps, but I'm just trying to finish this video up real quick. And it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter that, you know, the makeup sponge took the shine away. This just isn't doing my skin any favors. All I want at the end of the day is for my makeup to make me feel good about myself. And this didn't do that at all. The entire day I was resisting pulling the hair off my face because it was just so sticky. I felt like I just had film on my face, that I just had product, and it wasn't pleasant. It wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy it. This entire day, it was tough to get through. So I'm gonna call this one a loss. I try not to just hate foundations all that much, but I give this one like a 1 out of 10. I do not like it. The Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, this is an excellent foundation. It's very versatile. You can sheer it out, you can build it up. So if you're going to get a Giorgio Armani foundation, I would recommend that one over this one. To have a light coverage foundation when you could just as easily sheer this out and have it wear so much better, that's the avenue I would take. I don't know how much more I can really just get my feelings across. I'm supposed to go out to dinner with my mom after this, and I'm actually just gonna take all my makeup off. I would rather go out to dinner with no makeup than wear the makeup that I'm wearing currently. If that just gets my opinion 100% fully across, that's how much I just really dislike this. I do always, after about a month or 6 weeks, once I'm able to wear a foundation multiple times, I'm not necessarily looking forward to that for this foundation, but I do try to give foundations a little bit more of a chance, see if I can make them work, and then I'll rank them all. So I'll link that playlist above so you can see past videos, but keep an eye out for that video. Maybe something will surprise me and I'll find some kind of magic combination to make this foundation work. But as of right now, it's just not a foundation that I would reach for again, and I'm not looking forward to reaching for it again. There are some foundations where I maybe don't like them at the end of the day, but I can see potential with them. This one, I'm not seeing any potential. We're gonna test it out, we're gonna see, but as of right now, this is probably one of the worst foundations I've tried in a very long time. That's gonna wrap up my final thoughts about this. I hope you found this video helpful, found the swatches helpful, and with all that, I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.